Hi, everyone, and welcome to our 10 Minutes With series. Today, I'm joined by Hayley Clark, who is the Managing Director of Onya, which is a leading provider of eco-friendly and sustainable products. Hayley, welcome. Perhaps you could start us off by introducing yourself and your own background.
Certainly, as Sam said, I'm Hayley and I'm from Onya. I guess my background is going back a little way. I come from a national retail background. So for me, when I had the opportunity around 5 years ago to purchase Onya, which has been running since 2004, so it's been around a long, long time, it was a big opportunity for me to really change my life and my lifestyle to become more sustainable and ecologically minded. So be able to purchase a business that has heart and ethics, rather than being involved in a lot of national retail, I must say, is involved in sending stuff to landfill. We're now about converting stuff from landfill and reusing it. So for me, that was a big plus when I had the opportunity to purchase Onya around 5 years ago now.
That's going to be my next question, was how long have you been involved with Onya? Like how I guess, how has the landscape changed over those 5 years, do you think? What's kind of changed within the story of Onya and more broadly, do you think? What progress has been made?
There's a couple of things that happened. For a long time, you felt like you were shouting into an empty room. People weren't aware of plastic pollution and the issue of plastic pollution, which is what we're involved in, and trying to have a solution, part solution for the issue of plastic pollution. So I think for a long time, no one really knew what you were talking about. In Australia, there was a real watershed moment that happened for us back in 2017, which was there was a program that aired nationally on BBC, West, and that really was a huge, incredible way for the Australian public to become aware of the issue of plastic pollution. So even though we'd been talking about it for many years and trying to educate people around it, having a national program that really was going out to the general public and making them aware was a huge moment for us, because at that time we were one of the only companies on the market. As I said, we've been around since 2004, so we've been going a long, long time. And so when people were like, okay, well, what are some solutions and what can I do? They got on the Googles and, then found us, and so it was really amazing. We certainly saw a massive upsurge in awareness of the issue of plastic pollution, and people were finding us. So that was really great to be in the right place at the right time. In the UK, the awareness, I think, even though there's definitely a contingent of the UK market that's highly aware of plastic pollution, I think the general population is still largely unaware, or, not a lot of the people that I speak to in the UK, even things like taking your reusable coffee cup is still not massively common to your local cafe and getting them to fill that up. COVID has obviously added a little bit of a twist in there, because, people have worried that reusables are somehow transferring the virus, which has been proven to be untrue. So we now have to do this work sort of all over again about re-educating people on reusables and why their safety is, even during a pandemic. So that's been a really fun twist in the tail there that we've done. So I think it's just that growing awareness of the issue of plastic pollution, and then not just the awareness of it, but also giving people solutions, things that they can actively do. Sometimes with climate change, it can feel very out there and it can be overwhelming, and you think, well, what can I do about it? One of the things to say I love about plastic pollution, if I love anything, is that we actually can, as individuals, do something about it. And I think that's really powerful.
Sure. No, I think that's very true. And in terms of, I guess, for people that don't know what Onya is or does, how would you describe what Onya does, like in a nutshell? What is it that Onya does to solve this problem of plastic?
Sure. In a nutshell, we provide reusable alternatives for single-use plastic. So, I guess our view is plastic in and of itself is not evil. It's the overuse of it, and single-use plastic really should be stopped. So that's that little crinkly plastic that we only use for seconds at a time. That really has got to go. It's the overuse of single-use plastic that's become a real issue, and this is the flyaway kind of plastic that really easily ends up in our environment. And so that's really what we're fighting against is the overuse and the production of single-use plastic. We would love to see significantly decline, if not cease altogether, because up until 50 years ago, you know, everyone used to use reusables all of the time. You'd go to the market, you would take your own bags. It wasn't a problem, but we've just unlearned those skills over the last 50 to 60 years. So now it's a matter of just learning them again, and they become habits and it becomes easy. Sure, at the start it might be a little bit harder and you've got to remember stuff, which can be difficult, but once you get into that habit, it becomes so easy.
And why do you think it's important? What in your perspective is the pressure, I guess, for us to dramatically reduce our plastic consumption? What's going to happen if we don't?
If we don't, well, we see it every day. I mean, if anyone's gone for a walk along the beach or even, you know, just in the outdoors, you will see plastic blowing into the environment at every level. It is pervasive. And we can't continue with that, because if we do, we're just going to be living in piles of trash. You know, so we can physically see the problem with single-use plastics and waste generally. And I think the more of us there are on the planet, the more smaller we kind of have to live in our waste space. You know, we really have to work in everything we can do to try and reduce the waste that we produce. The more of us there are, we have to individually try and reduce waste. Maybe when there was only 10,000 of us on the planet, sure, we could be as messy as we liked because it didn't have a great impact. But now there's more of us, and so it's exacerbated. So we must just, you know, individually, we feel that you can do things individually that reduce your own personal waste, because you can only control what you can control. It can be harder to do other things, but you can make a difference in your life, in your world, and to your family.
And that was going to lead me quite neatly onto my final question, which was going to be, what do you think people who are watching this should take away from its time as a virtual festival? What do you think people can go away from this video and the festival at large and do in their lives? Is it as simple as just reduce their plastic, or what do you think people should do?
Look, I would say, as far as, you know, Onya is concerned, and what we do, which is around the issue of plastic pollution, start with one thing. Take one thing away, even if it's buying a set of, or making your own set of reusable produce bags and taking them in, and not pulling those little ones off the supermarket, you know, those little plastic bags. Doesn't matter that they're biodegradable and all of that kind of stuff. Bring your own, because it's such a simple change. You know, put your groceries in reusable bags. Just do those. Make that one change. Once you're confident with that, make another change. It might be using a reusable bread bag, or it might be seeking out a bulk food store so you can do away with lots of different types of packaging and bring your own bulk food bags in there. So there's lots of little steps that you can take, and you'll get better and better. It kind of becomes addictive, if I'm a little bit honest. You know, over time you find that you know, you want to game the system and get better and better at it. And so certainly, as far as we're concerned, from plastic pollution, there's some real actionable steps and easy changes that you can make that really don't impact your everyday life, but actually from a waste perspective, compared to not just you doing it, it's everyone doing it. I'm doing it, you know, all of these other people around you are also doing it. So it has a really big impact. When it comes to overall climate change, again, you know, pick up something out of this conference and take that away and run with it. Just pick one thing. Don't be overwhelmed by the whole. Pick one thing that resonates with you. Go away and see if you can implement that, and, you know, in your daily life, and make a difference that way.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Hayley Clark from Onya there. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much.